What's up? It's your boy, End of the Northernlion. Northernlion here with another Isaac episode. We lost badly as Lilith last time, and I feel bad about it. But you know what? Let's try to make it, like, productive badness. Does that make any sense? Who do we not have boss rush on? Magdalene, congratulations. You just made my list of things to do today. SXMV0QC6. We're gonna use those bad feelings from our last loss, even though it was like 7 hours ago at this point. We're gonna use those feelings productively to hopefully fuel a victory here. There's no, there's no excuse, except that the run sort of stunk, and there's no excuse necessary, is how I would describe it, because there's no secret that Lilith is, far from my best character. We didn't exactly have a killer run there. And we paid the consequences. But I also could have played better. I firmly believe that, within that run somewhere was a victory. On some runs, I don't think there is. At least not for a player of my skill level. If you're, like, extremely good, you might be able to pull it out. But, on that one, I don't know. It was distant, but it existed. Mostly because we had Hive Mind Infestation, too. But we also had, like, almost no ability to kill things, which, comes back to bite you in the butt sometimes. Especially when you combine that with the fact that I took deals with the devil that maybe were a little bit overly aggressive, but I digress. We're dwelling on the past here. My present is a present. Wait, my presence is a present. Kiss my butt. That's what Kanye West says. Please stay away from me. I do want your spirit heart, because apparently I can't get bombs to open up the other tinted rocks. It's like he moves slightly further on every attempt, even if he's already basically colliding with the wall. You know what I never got about Game of Thrones? Why is it that one of the brothers is called the Mountain and the other one's called the Hound? There's two ways you could do this. You could call the Mountain the Fox, then you got the Fox and the Hound. Or you could call the Hound the Valley, and you've got the Mountain in the Valley. Is this the worst idea I've ever had? Yeah, like, absolutely. But at the same time, didn't it kill 15 seconds of dead air? And also give me the chance to go dun 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 dun. Game of Thrones, it's a contentious show, dude. Because, like, a lot of people, there's like a subset of people that have never seen it. This is not for you. There's a subset of people who have seen it and don't like it. This is not for you either. There's a subset of people who love it. This bit is not for you. This bit is for the people like myself who like it but find themselves, like, increasingly self-judgmental about it. Like, Season 1 of Game of Thrones, I was like, this is bold television. Season 2, I was like, it's a little boring, but, it's setting up the dominoes. Seasons 3 and 4, oh no. My reaction. Seasons 3 and 4 and 5, and then the end of 6. I was like, we got some good stuff going on here, except for, Dorne. And then in season 7 so far, I found myself kind of being like, why is the lead singer of Three Doors Down terrorizing our poor heroes? This bit has no staying power. I just wanted to point out that this season's villain, if you Google it, this season's villain's name, and I'm not going to say it because there's people that haven't caught up to this point yet, and I know everybody's so flippant with spoilers these days. They're always like, the episode aired on Sunday. If they haven't seen it by now, screw them. It's not realistic in today's world. People got responsibilities and studies and kids and, stuff like that. They might not have HBO. They gotta wait it out. Google him, and send me the responses, by the way. I would love to see them. That guy's name, and then search for the lead singer of Three Doors Down. And then is there any way you could put that through the Face app to make him like 15 years older than he was at the time of the Kryptonite music video? And then compare them? Swap outfits? I don't know if I could tell who's who. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a common face type. Like, I also have, not necessarily a friend, not that it matters for the purposes of this conversation, but, There's an acquaintance I used to have who has a similar face to the Three Doors Down singer. And even as, like, we met when we were, like, 12. Even then, I was like, kind of look like the singer of Three Doors Down. I didn't say it to him at his face, or to his face at that point, because, you know, I wasn't quite the Northernlion that you know and love today. I had the self-confidence to just be like, hey, anyone ever tell you look like the dude from 3 Doors Down? I'm here without you, baby. I'm not gonna go down that road again, because I mostly don't really like that song. And every time I bring it up, I end up regretting it, because everyone goes, how do you not like that song? And I go, I don't think it's good. Then everyone, they go for the jugular, dude, when I say I don't like Here Without You. They always go like, oh, name a song you do like. Rio by Duran Duran. It's trash. Let me present my primary sources as to why. You can't convince me that Rio by Duran Duran is trash. It's got the dirtiest bass line in 80s music. Great vocal line. Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Any chance, no chance. Okay. Check our shop here. We're actually, like, extraordinarily well-equipped to party here. I don't want any of that stuff because it's garbage. I will take the Hanged Man. We'll get the heck out of Dodge. So many bombs now. Look at that wonderful situation. I think it's because people get personal because Here Without You is, like, one of those... It's a sentimental song. If you're the kind of person who's, like... You know, if you're attracted to that sort of music, and I don't mean attractive in like a capital A sort of way, like you want to have intercourse with the song, but you know, if that's your thing, then more power to you. Contact TLC, make a quick buck out of it. That's my suggestion. It's the kind of song that could be like your. Why did I take Hanged Man? Come on now. It's the kind of song that could be like your song with your wife or something like that. Was like our first dance at our wedding, you know. It's another song I do not like that I have experienced this with when I've insulted it is Amazed by Blue Rodeo. Is that it? Don't know how you do and you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. You know that song? I'm like, that song's trash. People you would expect most of the time are not very defensive about their musical taste. They're like, yo, bro, though, that one is a sacred cow. Don't even touch that one. I don't know if I have a song like that for me. There's probably some where I'm like, you just gotta respect it. I do feel that way a little bit when people, and I'm not Dan Giesling, but when people just write off Kanye West because of his ego, I don't get overly defensive about it, but when they're like, I don't think he's gonna have any impact on the music industry. I'm like, he's like the most influential artist in the mainstream, at least, of like the past 15 years. Well, when did College Dropout come out? Last 13 years. He's made a huge mark on the music industry. It's okay if you just say, I don't really like his music and I also think he's a bad person. That's one thing, but not whenever, but sometimes, you know, this was in a Dan video. He was talking to a guy who was otherwise, like, really nice, and he's entitled to his own personal opinions, but, he's like, oh, he's just superficial. I don't think he's gonna have any effect on the music industry, you know, long term, like 5 years down the road. And I was like, are you listening to yourself? Dude's still rocking Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson. He thinks Kanye West isn't gonna have any impact on the music industry. Anyway. But that's just ignorant, man. That's just being ignorant. Please give me a deal with the devil, the opportunity to remove from my possession our 2 remaining red heart containers in favor of that item I have still forgotten the name of that takes all of our red hearts. I don't think butter does anything for us here. We've never picked it up, I think, so sure, let's hold on to it. But there are items this will work with, and we might be able to find them. So I think officially that item is actually just gone from my memory. Dude, say no more, team. We got this. Continuum? Dude, why not? Our range kind of stinks right now, but Continuum can be cool moving forward. And we're opening up all of these because it's our solemn hope and dream. Okay, so butter. Not the best choice, I would say, for Shoop to Whoop. It makes it unusable. So I would suggest that probably we don't want to roll with it. But I'm going to keep it for now just in case. Because what we want is like the gift, right? From the shop. If we can get the gift, we should be good. I'm like backpedaling here because I already regret having brought up musical tastes over the course of an episode. Because it's a sore spot for me. When I was younger, I was invested. You know, I was like, No, you don't understand. The best album of 2004 is not Funeral by Arcade Fire. It's Apologies for the Queen Mary by Wolf Parade because blah, blah, Spencer Krug, blah, blah. And you know, that's all fine, well and good, but it turns into kind of a snob, and the arguments over, like, whose taste is better is just, like, the stupidest thing to use as a penile measuring contest, you know? Choosing your friends based on what kind of music they listen to is a very... Don't take this the wrong way, okay? A lot of people do this, and I did this for a long time in my life as well. It's kind of a juvenile exercise to be like, oh, why are you guys friends? Well, we both like, you know, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, I mean, that's certainly not a bad thing. Dude, I really thought that this would give us a second diplopia. Just leveling with you. There's worse reasons. You could be friends because you both don't like Kendrick Lamar, in which case that seems both wrong and unnecessarily spiteful, but at the same time, you know, there's other things, like how they treat the people around them, you know, the values they hold, the sense of humor they have, which of course is influenced by their media to some extent, but you know, the media they like, I should say. Either way, I'm getting off topic. All I'm saying is I didn't mean to turn it into like a, you know, your music versus my music sort of thing, because I don't like that argument. I think we should all be free to say our opinions without turning it into like a, you know, an ego-driven sort of like, oh yeah, well, Pitchfork Media thinks that my taste is better than yours. Get dusted. You've unlocked something cute in the depths. Could we not, though? Dude, this is gonna be like record time. We are absolutely torching this run. I mean, I shouldn't be, because we have good damage. But I am dusting this run to a high degree. Looking for an arcade, I guess, because I could use a little bit more speed, but we did not get one. Which is okay in and of itself. Just get this handled. Taken care of. And I'm guaranteeing, personally, Life on the Line Magic Mush is in one of these mushrooms right here. We went through this whole floor. I really, I mean, that's almost Magic Mush if you don't want to get technical. I really gave it a shot. Butter didn't do it for us. I got Diplopia. I was hoping I'd be able to reuse Diplopia over and over. It didn't work. I tried. The lesson is never try. So instead we're going to roll Liberty Cap. And Liberty Cap plus Shoop the Whoop. Like, our competitive advantage is getting redonkulous at this point. We should have pretty much no means to fail this run. Which I've said many times. And sometimes it proves to be incorrect. But we'll see how that happens as time goes on. Either way. I'm not saying you shouldn't be passionate about music. I'm just saying, you know... As I've gotten older, things have become more, I guess, like, I've reprioritized elements to my life. I understand, by the way, what it's like, growing up. I grew up in the suburbs, Ben Folds 5 style. Luck up and health up over and over here. And I basically, like, I don't know about you guys, but I was in the suburbs. Basically, I went to school. I came home. As soon as I got home, I did all my homework, and then I was like, well, I got nothing to do for like 4 hours after this, so I would just play like video games, listen to music, watch movies, you know, TV. Nothing wrong with that. That's how the majority of people live their lives, but at that young age, you know, you're still kind of searching for an identity. That sort of came to define me. You know, and I think that's true for teenagers in general, in particular, young adults. You know, they define themselves to some extent by their hobbies, but also by the media that they consume. And then, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It just comes, everything comes into more focus from an identity standpoint. I think the older you get and the more life experience that you accrue behind you. Like, I could care less in this day and age, like, what your favorite movie of 2014 is. I mean, to be honest with you, couldn't remember what my favorite movie of 2014 is. What came out in 2014 that was good? I'm not... This is mostly me trying to think of a single movie that came out in 2014. You know what? Let me go aside here. Best movies of 2014. Here we go. Boyhood, didn't see it, heard great things. Nightcrawler, loved it. Whiplash. Oh, dude, there we go. Okay, yeah, dude, I loved Whiplash. Winter Soldier, great movie. Gone Girl, also fantastic. But Guardians of the Galaxy, sure, yeah. Interstellar, I think I like it more than the average person. And I don't give it too much flack for the ending, even though I think it's a little silly. I also think people take Anne Hathaway's quote near the end of that movie out of context deliberately to get mad, but that's a story for an NLSS. Either way, where was I going here? Oh yeah, like, I'm much more inclined, I think, as I've gotten older to judge people less on, you know, the kind of media that they consume and more on, like, you know, how does this person treat the people around them, you know? Do they take pride in what they do, you know? Are they good-natured and otherwise affable? Are they reliable, etc., etc.? These have become more important as, you know, priorities in life have shifted. And then, like, number 5 is, like, how do you feel about Charlie Kaufman's magnum opus adaptation / Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Are you more of a Charlie Kaufman or a Donald Kaufman from adaptation? And, moreover, who's the true antagonist of that movie? Is it Meryl Streep? Is it Chris Cooper? Is it Charlie himself? These are questions for another day. Dude, if you haven't seen Adaptation, I'm mining it as a joke, but it shouldn't be, because it's a wonderful movie. It genuinely wonderful, delightful. Brave, imaginative filmmaking. Yeah, we'll just take Rotten Baby. We don't need anything else here. What we do need to do is explore our item room in our shop. But yeah, I mean, this has been like kind of an overly preachy start to an Isaac episode, but you can't always jump right into irreverence. I wish I could. I tried with that Game of Thrones thing. It didn't take. The graft was rejected. So instead, you know, what's the secondary fallback is, oh, let me tell you, you know, the places you'll go after school special. All right, let's throw a bomb down here. And we got nothing. Anyway, Isaac's been going well. Thank you for your support in the new save file. I think we're trucking along. We're still unlocking, like, a new thing every episode, which we should enjoy while it lasts, because that's not going to be the case forever. Eventually, it's going to be, you know, one new thing 2 out of every 3 episodes, and before we know it, it's, you know, we've got everything. So I do appreciate this period of novelty where we're dealing with a smaller item pool, which is actually kind of fun to you know, labor under this restriction. If anybody's asking. 2 of hearts? Sure, I'll just use that again. I don't think we should buy anything else. I think we should donate. It would be okay to get an arcade on the next floor. And I should remember that I have to do boss rush. That's the whole reason for being here at this point. Why can't I think of that item? Dude, this is bothering me. Item, Isaac, takes all hearts, gives spirit hearts, fear shot. Not spirit hearts, demon hearts. Give me a... Oh! Evil plus damage up plus fear shot. Evil plus damage... Abaddon! Abaddon! Couldn't return if I wanted to. It's not... You just keep on pushing my run, thanks to the Abaddon. Oh, we'll never forget that one again until tomorrow. We don't need to pick... I mean, there's no reason not to pick it up, but... Spite, but let's do it, dude. Grab this, get the heck out of Dodge. Just, of course, you know, it's a lot easier to bond over the kind of media that people like, because otherwise you end up turning into me. You know, you meet somebody, oh, what's your passion in life? What drives you? I'm running my friend criteria on you right now to determine what our compatibility match is. If I asked you to help me move, what would you say? For the record, the answer should be no. If you just meet someone, they ask you to move, you should say no, I won't help you move. Not because you're a rude person, but because that's way inappropriate of an ask for somebody after just meeting them. I know you've seen a lot of Wes Anderson movies. This is how sometimes, you know, the protagonist meets the love interest, but if I met someone Friday night and they're like, I'm moving Saturday morning, can you help me, like, with your truck? First off, I'd be like, I don't have a truck, I have a Ford Focus. $50 every time I say that. Thanks, Ford Motor Company. Secondly, I'd be like, no, that's ridiculous. You're asking me to give up, you know, in theory, what would be a weekend day. Someone I've just met? I'm not a saint. I'm selfish with my time, to some extent. I'll admit that. I think you have to be. Well, sometimes you have to be. Being generous with your time is considered a good trait, but I don't know, sometimes If you're too generous with your time, people will take advantage of it. You got to strike the balance between being charitable without being like a pushover, I guess. But this, I don't know, again, why this episode is tilted into being like a, you know, after-school special episode. I never got to give a valedictorian speech. I don't even know if our school had a valedictorian, and I'm being straight up with you. I wouldn't have qualified on marks alone. Probably, you know, maybe top 10 out of a graduating class of 80. Not bad. I can live with that. Very small high school, but just can't remember if we even had a valedictorian speech. But I did, I was at that high school commencement last month, and I heard the valedictorian speech, and it was done well, but I was also like, all right, I remember valedictorian speech. It's like, it's been, you know, X years since we, you know, walked into these doors, and man, when I first started, I was really anxious. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, but now if I had known what I know now, I would go back and try to enjoy the experience, and then you'd follow it up by, like, a montage of inside jokes, like, oh, from Mr. Hard Holmes' nose hairs all the way to Miss Trunchbull's hammer throwing. We all had a good time at the school, although I think we all agree Meatloaf Mondays could have been a little better. And then everybody laughs, and you laugh because you get the joke even though you don't have the shared experience. That's right, you cheetah laugh in there. Not laugh like a cheetah, which is my favorite Steve Miller Band song. Laugh like a cheetah. Obviously Polaroid. Don't cheese your way out of this. Oh, we get a chance at redemption here. Infestation 2. I'm a happy man. Oh, that was pretty bad. Not great for, dealing with boss rush specifically, but really, really good for, the rooms, like pretty much every room that comes after it. We might be able to do the Hush fight on this one as well, and I don't believe we've done the Hush fight as Maggie, so that's a pretty big get for us. I'm hopeful, actually, that we can get to the point where we fight like a Chubb, you know, Larry Jr., Hollow sort of situation, and as a result, we just get enough spiders to carry us for a couple waves. I think it's more likely than you might consider at first blush. Should not just be walking into enemies. That's laziness, and honestly, laziness kind of a slow and insidious killer in Isaac, especially on boss rush. Some nasty damage there. What do you got for me? High Priestess. Actually good. Dust this guy. Smoke that guy. Easy money. You almost got me there. So what do we need to be able to fight Hush here? Honestly, Rate of Fire with the pickup solely of, why try that? With the pickup of Skinny Odd Mushroom, our Rate of Fire has pretty much been sorted forever here. We are a little bit light on damage as a result of the damage multiplier. Even if it is a downgrade, it is a multiplier. It's just a relative proportion under 1.0. It's holding us back a little bit in the damage department, but I think it was worth it for the very, very quick Tears upgrade that it gave us, and kind of allowed us to start balling out of control pretty early on this one, which was important, especially after, you know, my confidence took a hit on the last one. So I'll take my licks right now as a result of, you know, getting stronger earlier. Tanky dude. Or he was below ground the whole time. Should give a healthy amount of spiders here, if any amount of spiders is a healthy amount. There's probably a healthy amount of spiders to have, right? Spiders are good bugs, from a human standpoint, because they eat other bugs. The university I went to is kind of slightly unique, but also infamous for students after the first year never living, or very rarely living, in dormitories. Instead, they live off campus in houses that are, you know, close to the university, and it's basically like a pseudo slum. It's because we used to call it the ghetto, but in hindsight, that's ridiculous, because, you know, everybody who's there, their parents are like they have a household income of like, you know, at least $90,000 a year Canadian or something like that. It's not like, I'm just being honest with you. It's not like living in a favela or something like that. And I'm not trying to say living in a favela sucks. I'm just saying I have no concept of it except for Max Payne 3. But, you know, we have to use a TV that my parents don't want anymore. Probably does not qualify it as a ghetto. But either way, despite not really being a ghetto, there were like centipedes that inhabited the area that, I don't know if they were centipedes, millipedes. I'm going to be honest with you, they might be gigapedes. They were outrageously large. They were called ghetto bugs. And dude, everyone was always like, don't kill the ghetto bugs, they kill the spiders. And then when you see a ghetto bug, you're like, oh my god, what's gonna kill that? Cause we're screwed, dude. People in Vancouver don't know how lucky they have it. I'm not speaking about the Tri-City area, you know, the greater metropolitan area of Vancouver. I mean like Vancouver proper. There are almost no bugs, depending on what part of the city you're in. This is the first city in my entire life where I've ever encountered silverfish, which are weird pests that eat through your clothes, and they're pretty disgusting. But apart from that, dude, it's like a bug-free existence. Might see the occasional fly, very, very rarely a mosquito, but apart from that, it's like growing up in, you know, more rural Canada. It's, you know, the summertime, you can go the whole summer and get like one mosquito bite. That's outrageous. You know how lucky that is? That's incredible. I hear, though, in Seattle that, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'll get to every city eventually, by the way. If you're watching this and you're like, I live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I'm coming with a Riyadh anecdote. I don't know when, but I assure you that it's on my list, okay? We might as well take strength. It could be valuable, and actually is, well, it's not valuable, but it could have been. We didn't need all of this, but so be it. Stick with the... you know what? The strength card is actually really good for fighting Hush for the multiplier, the damage multiplier. Although losing permanent Polaroid invincibility will stink. I still think it's worth it. Help me. Good stuff, dude. Scary, but we made it happen. I heard Seattle is Spider Central is what I was gonna say. Which I'm actually fine with. I don't love spiders, but I'm not a person that I would say is afraid of spiders. I'm not particularly perturbed by spiders. When I see them, if Kate's like, get rid of that spider, I'm like, all right, I can get rid of it. I'm not gonna, you know, have a panic attack from touching that spider. Jellyfish, if there was like a jellyfish on the floor in our living room, I'd be like, we have to move. First, we have to burn the place down, and then we have to move, because it's not that one jellyfish. Cognitively, I can handle one jellyfish. If I was like, if I touch this jellyfish, I'll never have to see another jellyfish again. No problem, you know? I'd suck it up, but it's the idea that if there was one jellyfish that made it into the, you know, living room, how many jellyfish are there that I'm unaware of, and what are they gonna do? Like, are they... I'm gonna be going to bed at night thinking of jellyfish. First thought when I wake up, is there a jellyfish there? Like, it's gonna be Jellyfish Central, dude. It's not a good environment for me to live near jellyfish. I can eat jellyfish, no problem, and I have. Rarely, but more than once. Nah. But touching a jellyfish? Not really interested, to be honest. I'll pass. Hunger Games? No thanks. I'm still full from the jellyfish that I ate earlier. That's a joke, obviously, because you ain't getting filled up on jellyfish. Let's be honest. Each jellyfish, like, its whole body weighs, like... Unless we're talking about, like, a Portuguese man-o'-war. What does a jellyfish weigh? Like, 8 grams? Okay, so we've got kind of an archetype here. And the archetype is before the Hush fight, we throw away all of our HP that would make it plausible to defeat Hush. Just be careful here. I know we shouldn't use Sack Dagger probably, but it's also like by far our best damage dealer. We do have a strength card backing us up. Good, 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 good. We do have a strength card backing us up. The idea from my perspective, at least, is we could probably still do the Hush fight. We're getting 2 items out of it. Hopefully a good deal. Abaddon? These deals are not... they are takeable, but I don't think they're worth using what we would have had to use. So this is almost, like, near suicidal, but I still think it's worth checking. It's worth checking. Let's go peep this. Halo. Dude, sorted. Ruins permanent Polaroid invincibility, and actually doesn't give us that much benefit, but it's hard for me to say no to the Halo. I don't know if we care about either of those. We don't care about anything in here. Bomb bag. That bomb. This is not great, to be honest. Chariot. It's pretty useful. We can't donate anything. We don't need a ladder. Well, we'll take bomb bag. We'll blow this thing up. Telepills. Well, this could give us an error room if one can exist. He's actually... But no! You fool! You don't want an error room. What have you done? You were gonna fight Hush. Well, now... Honestly, I think we were in a tight spot and we might have died, so... You know, the longer I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, maybe this is actually completely fine. Because we've gotten the benefit of... at least the items from being down here, and we got an escape route. That was a mistake, or let me put it this way. It was unintentional, but I think it might be, like, good unintentional. I think it might be for the best. A happy accident, for instance. Either way. We got boss rush done. That was not very smart of me. We got boss rush done. We will probably beat Shoal, which will check something off. We'll probably beat the chest, which will knock something off here, and we're... guilty of having a successful Maggie run, although we could have gotten more. Yeah, not smart on my behalf there, but we will go back here because we want to get to... Nice. We want to get to the curse room. Even if it costs us our life, it's still worth it because it could be a guppy item. And either way, we're getting a spirit heart on the way out. We might have to cost ourselves 2 lives. I haven't really thought that far ahead. Let's see here. Come on. 1 guppy. 1 guppy. No guppy. Died on the way out. Respawned outside. That's perfect. Sounded sarcastic, was genuine. That actually is completely okay for us. Oh, we're definitely not going to get the chest done. This might actually be the end of this run now that I think about it, because we're on Shoal, not on the Cathedral. So I'm not actually sure if the dark room has been unlocked. I would hazard to guess that it has not been unlocked. How many times do we get this choice? Like every run, it's like, do you want Shoop the Whoop? How about I can interest you in a Tammy's Head instead? They're both fine. Shoop the Whoop's probably a little bit better, but Tammy's Head we can use more often, and I have a big bias towards that. Who knows, with Continuum, it might be a better choice than normal. But probably not, because our range is not particularly huge. Maybe a little bit above average, but even that I'm sort of skeptical of. So we can't really cheese a multi-phase boss just by running into it. We're gonna have to play a little better than we otherwise would have to here, but phase 1 should be done without taking any damage. This guy, you wanna roast him like right away. This is the hard part. So bait him into an attack, drop bombs. Remember when I thought Satan was like the hardest enemy in the game? I mean, this run is good enough that we shouldn't be complaining about many enemies. Never fear many enemies. Your cake will end up crazy. We got it. As long as you don't have to do the dark room, we got it. I mean, we won, okay? Let's just count that as a win, and we'll try this. It should not work. But you gotta pay the piper sometimes, right? Especially, this is like my penance for losing Last run. Now we go into this one and we gotta beat Delirium, like, without taking any damage. With 9 lives. So, prepare to suffer. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as we don't get hit at the end of this fight, we're good. HP is important, but really, we don't possess the tools required to beat Delirium at the present moment. Infamy helps. 1 Spirit Heart for Infamy is a totally okay trade. Now, when I said that HP doesn't matter, you know, thinking about that for like 2 seconds, it's just not correct. Every Spirit Heart actually matters a great deal here. If we can get up to like 8 Spirit Hearts, I'd give us an okay chance at winning. But every Spirit Heart probably raises our chances quite a lot, up to a certain point at least, but whether or not we get there remains to be seen. Lockdown, I don't really mind, you know. Obviously, the more the merrier, but we're not going to be relying on too many drops. Because they don't give us guaranteed items down here anyway, so why bother, right? Book of Revelations. So we should use Book of Revelations, like, persistently. I wish we could store our Book of Revelations Spirit Hearts not on our person, but it is what it is. So just play well. We had a license to not play well earlier, because if I died, you know, who cares? You take a little damage, you respawn later, and make the best of it. So there's a Spirit Heart down the drain, unfortunately. Fast bombs are actually, like, highly irrelevant. Oh. Wow, we're so small we can fit through there. Oh, that's what she said. Doesn't make any sense. You like robbing a bank or something? That's what she said. It's like a Martin Lawrence Blue Streak sort of situation. Halo of Flies is, again, basically, like, okay. Power Pill. This is fine right now. We can take Power Pill in with us to a boss fight. We should do 1 room first so we get the maximum charges here. I'm genuinely giving this a shot. I am playing in my, you know, my trademark aggressive style, but, I'm for real giving this my all. I'm leaving those Spirit Hearts behind until later, until the final moment. I'm not anticipating, you know, walking into this fight and just rolling over and dying. If it happens, at least we're gonna die knowing that we tried to make it work, right? It would be nice, and this is obvious, but it would be really nice if we get Guppy's Paw. That way we could get HP, permanent Polaroid invincibility, and the Guppy transformation, do some real damage with Sack Dagger, and feel a lot better about things. So I'm gonna use Power Pill, and I probably should not, but we owe it to everybody to try to win on this one. I don't think we will. In fact, just take. I'm gonna try, but take me out, basically. Okay, get your Spirit Heart back here. So. Again, we're understated for dealing with this, but if things go right, we can be okay. Now we know where Delirium is. And you know your life is a resource, Magic the Gathering style. Yeah, can I get those fries Magic the Gathering style, please? We don't have any extra HP, so as of right now, that Bloody Penny is not worth anything. But it could be our saving grace if we get more HP and somehow an ability to create money, now that I think about it. We're a few steps away from greatness, but it could happen. At some point in our own future here. That was not smart. Mask of Infamy. Alright. I almost walked right into that. Dust him, become Gupster. Please. Roid Rage. It's good. It's not good enough. Okay, well, I would give us like a 5% chance of winning, but there are outs for us. As low percentage as they might be, there are outs, and that's one of them. There's a health upgrade and full health. We can store that. It might be for the best not to do these, but I think we're taking the low percentage plays because you have to take the low percentage plays at this point. We need Spirit Hearts wherever available. And it's going to be a lot of due diligence here, but let's just think of it less as doing due diligence that we don't have to do, and more as, like, doing exactly what we have to do to not squander, like, 35 minutes of decent Isaac that happened just before this. So we're blowing up absolutely everything. Nice. Okay, very good, actually. I would say that probably we're at the point already where blowing up, or, well, yeah, I think that's a smart idea, but I think we're at the point already where we're better off using our full health card, and then, our full health pill, and then holding onto our devil card for the boss fight. So we got, as of right now, 6 HP. We can always get a little bit more by not taking damage, but getting Book of Revelations charged up. It's working pretty well so far. Keep this up. We might be able to... Oh, there's Delirium. That's right. There might be, you know, one more Spirit Heart to eke out in terms of gameplay, like Book of Revelation style, and then whatever we can get from Tinted Rocks and random skulls and etc., etc. At this point, sign me up, dude. Oh, he spawned right on top of me. That's all right. We've made, like, huge strides here. Come on, you got this. Now... Blow this up. Another full health pill and a power pill. Well, it'd be silly not to use the power pill. Dude, this is like, if we had Dark Bum, this room is actually an instant win. Well, a very belabored win, actually, but a win nonetheless. We got here the world card. Okay, see a little bit more about the place we call home. Pale blue dot. Sun card. Fair play. So we're at... I mean, I'm just thinking in terms of our maximums. We're at 8 HP right now. Because we got 2 Spirit Hearts sitting on the ground. What did I say? If we can get to 8 Spirit Hearts, I'd consider us to have above a 50% chance or something like that. That's what I was thinking in my head, at least. And, sure, I could see that. I could see that, a case being made for that. We're slowly getting to the point where this run actually seems conceivable that we will succeed. And just a testament to, like, you know, when you do your due diligence in Isaac, everything changes. Also, by the way, the Book of Revelations pickup. In hindsight, actually, like, 10 out of 10. There's even one more Spirit Heart remaining back here if we have combat on all these rooms. So, again, better to think of it not as due diligence that's like, you know, homework, but instead, this is like how we don't squander all the time that we've already spent. Nice. Oh my god, we don't have to go back for it yet. We should have gone back for it earlier, probably, but we don't have to go back for it yet. We should still be able to get the maximum benefit here. Now, the problem with this, in the end, is that it's still... Ooh, it's still just gonna be a long and annoying fight. But I'm actually, even if we lose, I'm pretty proud of myself for the way that everything went down here. Because we could have just squandered it pretty easily and been like, ah, what do we care, right? Instead, another sun card. Instead, we decided to try, and look at how we're being rewarded. We're being rewarded with a chance, which is really all we could have ever asked for. Now, if I could be rewarded with, like, a little bit more damage, that would be nice as well. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Alright, we'll take this, and we'll take this, and we're 1 HP away from complete redemption, so we'll go back into this last room here and get that done. And we'll leave with our devil card and go fight the boss. Lucky us. Here we go. Kind of surprised that this ended up working out, but surprised but happy. There we go. Alrighty, so we should have like 11 to 12 damage for the boss fight here. It's not horrible. Could be better. And this is very much not my style, nor the style with which I've played this run up to this point. But we should sadly Stay far, far away from enemies whenever possible. Sack Dagger's good. In fact, it's substantially better than good. But it doesn't output damage fast enough to, like, make up for the damage that we'd take in the process. So, just slow and steady wins the race, dude. We're also going to get very little Infestation 2 action here. Only from enemies that spawn normal enemies. Because the remaining enemies don't die. They just are repurposed into another form. Okay, that was 2 hits that we couldn't afford to take. But you're doing well, you know. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. You made a bad decision, and now it's time to change that in the future. You can't go back. My presence is a present. Kiss my tail. Kanye West said that one. That's one of the few enemies I will forever advocate using using Sack Dagger against. This guy, not so much. We should also use bombs in the right circumstance. It could work out for us. I think, you know, we have so many bombs. We can just place them and walk away. If they hit, sweet. If they don't hit, as long as they're not hitting us, what do we care? Oh, this is a perfect. Yeah, we got a lot of spiders out of that, hopefully. Still got tons. Feet. We got half of our HP left. Delirium has like 20%. Those seem like good odds to me. Right? Book of Revelations actually came through in the clutch with 1 extra Spirit Heart that we squandered almost immediately afterwards, but still. 5 HP left. Now, easiest decision I make ever in my life. Let's just win right now so we don't have to do this fight 7 times with a decreasing chance versus what we have right now. We got 4 HP remaining, and we've squandered so much. Okay, that one I take grave offense to. You spawned on top of me. Hard thing to accept right now is that if we lose this one, it's on me because I threw away a lot of HP. Not because we got telefragged once. And I think that's... well, that was not ideal. 2 HP. Should have taken Bloody Penny, dude. More spiders. More spiders. Whoa, that was close. Feet. No feet. Delirium. Dust him. Dust him. This is our time. It was highly our time. Okay. We never should have gotten into such, you know, sticky syrup over the course of that episode. But hey, what's done is done. And we succeeded. For now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.